Hi, I'm Sonal.
Hi, I'm Naomi.
And this is our Meet Cute.
Falling in love is funny. It's weird, awkward, happy, or sad. It's a vibe. Where if you know, you know. Or do you? More than anything, it's personal and all around us. Inspired by true events and performed by real actors, Meet Cute presents When I Met You.
Actually, this is your and Dad's kind of arranged marriage Meet Cute.
That's right.
I heard this story a million times. Never gets old. So when you met Dad for the first time, what was that like?
His uncle invited me to his house to meet his nephew, your dad. Your dad was looking for a life partner, someone to date and then marry. When I saw him, I thought he was very handsome, outgoing. I was like, oh, wow.
So what happened then?
I waited for him to make the next move. He called the following day and we were supposed to meet for coffee. To many people, it may seem too soon, but we talked and didn't realize we had talked for 5 or 6 hours. I remember telling him that I was very ambitious, that I wanted to do something with my life, and how did he feel about it?
What did he say?
He said that he wanted his partner to work. Remember, this response wasn't typical at the time. We checked all the boxes for each other. Even though we met in India, he thought I'd fit in well in America, where he'd lived for the last 4 years.
What was his next move?
He made the next move by proposing to me on our 3rd date.
Crazy.
He was so confident. It was my birthday that day, and he bought a bouquet of 50 red roses and wrote a beautiful note that read, "Dearest Sonal, I really enjoyed meeting with you, and I want to spend the rest of my life with you. I'd like us to get married." You know, we really decided on our own, even though everybody thinks it's India, arranged marriage, this and that. But basically, in our case, it was really our choice.
I love that. So I'm going to fast forward a tiny bit to the wedding itself. How long after you met Dad did you finally get married?
Your dad had to get back to America, so he said he wanted to marry me in the next 2 weeks.
That's wild.
Everything was happening so fast. It was like a dream. I said yes, and we told our parents we were getting married in the next 2 weeks. 400 people in just 14 days. Meanwhile, your dad and I were dating every single day, all day, between the moment he proposed and the day we got married.
That's so intense.
We were so into each other. Public displays of affection were not that prevalent in India at the time. We would be sitting in restaurants, and once or twice, they asked us to leave.
Oh my gosh. Oh man, that is so funny.
Oh, those are the moments. Those 9 days made us certain that we really wanted to be with each other.
At that point, would you say that you loved each other? Or was it too fast to say that?
I would say that we liked each other so much. I don't know which day or who said I love you first. It was just a given.
Do you remember any moments from the wedding day itself?
Well, in India, weddings are supposed to be very solemn. The bride is leaving her house, the family, and her folks forever. Usually, the bride's face would be very serious. But when we were married, Daddy kept tickling me under this cloth that covered our hands. And instead of paying attention to the priest, we were just into each other, laughing, giggling. In fact, one of the aunts, she was a very old lady. She couldn't resist telling me, you know, you're supposed to be crying at this moment.
That's so funny.
You had no idea.
So in those first couple years of marriage, you'd done long distance for a while, then moved to the US. So when did the long-term love start to happen and sink in?
Love really happens once you start living under the same roof. We'd wait for each other for lunches and dinners. Your dad would accompany me everywhere. And then, after I got a job, I wanted to get my MBA. I would come home after my work, cook dinner, and then start studying. Your dad would arrive with a solemn face and say that his life was so boring now since I was always studying.
He missed you.
Yeah, you're right. He missed me, but he fully supported what I was doing.
Any other thing you remember from being married to him? Any advice for married couples, arranged or otherwise?
I do. There were always 2 rules in our relationship. One was, you should always cooperate. His mother gave him that advice. We had our differences of opinion, but he always came back and said we should cooperate. He didn't hold grudges. The second was at nighttime. No matter the difference of opinion we'd had that day, we would never go to sleep without making up with each other.
That's a good one.
It really is.
It's crazy you guys met and got married so quickly. I never saw how you got to that point. I just thought, oh, that's an ideal relationship, the way you two were equal. It's shaped the way I think about relationships. I love hearing about some of the things that came before.
Some people think that compromising is losing, but in our minds, we thought compromising is winning. That's what sustained us.
It really did. Thanks, Mom.
Of course, beta. I'm Sonal.
And I'm Naomi.
And this is our Meet Cute.